Okay, one of those groupings hit him. Those are shitty shots. Those weren't. Wrecked his tail a little bit. That reminds me I should have been doing that this whole time. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Hey! Remember what I said about not checking 6? Yeah, there he goes, zooming up. Getting out of the way, using that extra energy. Hey, there's 2! 2 targets! 3!
Return to base. Rough man, roger.
Jesus! Well, here we are again. It's been a while since I've gotten the fly. I'm really excited right now. I'm just kind of feeling the simulator. It's really nice to be back. I went on a great trip home and did all of those great trip home things. And now I'm in a position to get some flying in. I have no idea when I want to fly. I don't. I've been thinking about flying since I set foot in the apartment. And now just having my hands on this, it's so comforting. It's so comforting. Oh, this is a neat set of things. So the water and the radiator can't get over 105, and the oil can't get over 105. There we go. So that's why I always look at this. It seems like a waste of time to like reread the same stuff over and over and over again, but that's how you start to get to know an airplane. It's probably one of the best things about simulators like these and why flight sim geeks are so geeked out when we talk about high fidelity. What we mean by that is that we mean I feel like I get to know this airplane. You know, this isn't like playing another game where it's like, hey, I need a scout, I need a heavy bomber, and I jump into one and everything's designed for me to be able to use that piece of equipment as effectively with as little knowledge about it as possible. That is how every other video game aircraft is designed. This is really different because it's like, hey, we're going to simulate these real war aircraft as much as we can. And from knowing the history, knowing the tactics, having read the veteran stories, I know how those things should be employable. Also from knowing aerospace engineering things about aerodynamics and wings, I know how they should be employable. And then it's up to me, the challenge of bringing all of that knowledge together into something that works. So let's do it. Kaboom. Break my auto level. Oh, I love being on headphones and being able to have the audio cranking like this. So, okay, there's my 2.
In contact. Proceed with your mission. Winds from the northwest. Rough man, fighter, spotted. 12 o'clock. Range about 2 miles. Engage. Out. Rough man, 4. Engaging fighter. It's close. Out.
Blizzard 3. Engaging fighter to the south. Low. Range half mile. Out. Blizzard 4.
Not the only one on this guy.
Fighter to the east.
That is a way better target.
Range half mile. Out.
Rough man 3. Engaging fighter to the southwest. High. Range about 1
Thanks for
mile.
lining yourself up, buddy.
Rough man 4. Engaging
Please don't turn out to be a P-51.
range half mile. Out.
Oh yeah, he's not a P-51.
Rough man 4. Engaging fighter to the southwest. Range half mile. Out.
He's gonna release in a second, and I need to be in guns when he does.
Engaging fighter.
Hey, I lift my head up.
East. Range half mile. Out.
Alright, one of those groupings hit him. Check 6. And you'll notice now I'm starting to train every time I check 6 to do an immediate half roll and get evasive. Hello, hello. There's the fights. Stuff going on. I got a wingman breaking off to cover me. I've got stuff going on. Who's this guy? That's at 51. Alright, so am I clear 6? Doesn't really look like it. I've got these guys over here. They look pretty dark. I'm going to turn into them. I'm going to follow low guy. I lost track of low guy. I think that was low guy here in the ironwork. That really looks like a 51, doesn't it? Check 6. Stuff going on. Alright. So there's that guy. What's he looking like? There's a 51. There's it looks like a 51. I don't think this guy's a 51. He's not. I'm gonna stay above him though. I'm gonna drop in now. I had to wait for good geometry. That geometry at first is too tight. Alright, so now we're in a 6 chase. We're gonna check our 6. Our 6 is clear. Did you look at that? His wingman's. Oh no, that's not his wingman. That's a 51. So we're gonna have to be careful here. Traffic's piling up. That's never good behind a target. I mean, it's never really good anywhere. No one likes traffic. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It does look like we got a wingman coming in here. I got a 51 slotted in. I'm going to give him the kill. And I'm going to go for this other guy here. Nope, that's a 51. Okay, we're back on. I've got some stuff going on in my 6 here. I'm just going to check and make sure that's copacetic things. Copacetic things. Where'd the pair I was going after go? There they go. There's that 51. Well, one of those is a 51. And I think it's that one. Which would make... crap. Alright. Bugging out. Heading up. Also, check temps. Yeah, we're approaching red line. We're going to go ahead and take the engines back and let them cool off a little bit. The nice thing about this airplane is that when I throttle back, it doesn't just immediately drop out of the sky like certain unnamed other American airplanes. So there, we've got a guy right there in the middle of the screen there. Looks like he's diving down onto something. I don't really see anything. We've got a couple enemy. One of those is an enemy airplane. The high guy is a P38. Low guy. Am I sure that's a 38? That's a 38. We're just going to keep our head on a swivel here. So it looks like wherever the fight is, it looks like I'm getting directly over it. We're just going to keep an eye down below us here. I don't want to get surprised. So that's a 51. Is he chasing something? There's a couple things down there. There's another 51. There's another 51. Is that a 51? No. No, it looks like that plane I damaged earlier, actually. Well, hello again! Did you think I was gone? Oh. Is that a flight pair or is that a 51 coming for the kill? I think it's the 51 coming for the kill. I think I lost track of my target. Maybe this 51 knows where he still is. He does. There he is. There he is. A little bit of right rudder. Drop nose on him. Alright. So, I managed to find him again. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little down trim. Seems like at fighting speeds, that's what it wants. Those are shitty shots. Those weren't. Throttle back. I know what he's gonna
Bluebird
do.
4, engaging fighter to the north. Range half mile. Out.
Ooh. That was max G right there. Normally in the P37 I'd be singing my praises right now, because this would be the point where the P47, it likes those high G snaps. It gets a lot of energy efficiency out of them. We're going to yo-yo this.
Mayflower, this is Bluebird.
So we go into a spiral, and the reason I'm spiraling is to spread out my attack speed onto a longer line than his, right? Because a line that goes through a spiral is shorter than a spiral. And so I give up all my extra velocity to that extra distance, and then I get to keep my speed and end up behind him. By combining that with a yo-yo, which trades speed for altitude, I'm using two mechanisms at once to end up behind him.
Objective completed. Return to base. Rough man, roger.
Damn.
Rough man 2.
And we're going to do that again. We're going to spiral. We're going to get him on the wingtip. Then we're going to hold him on the wingtip, or behind, get our lift vector behind him. We want our vector from our lift pointed behind him. I think some of those shots came close to us. I don't think they were meant for us. We yo-yoed a little hard there, ended up below 150, 130. That's fine, that's fine. Just get our nose back. Kaboom. Now you'll see once we're on level with him, now we're back at fighting speed. I thought I saw a 38. Yeah, he's in before me, so I have to give him the shot so that I don't risk a collision. So what we're going to do, since we're way outperforming him here, is since we're not primary on the target right now anyway, I'm going to take myself back to continuous power and just see what I can line up with the engines on continuous power, because they're pretty warm. I'd like them to be less warm. We're going to check 6. Haven't done it in a minute. Okay, so there we go. We're still good to go. Every time you check 6, it's a risk. You might lose your target if they do something while you're looking behind you, but if you don't do it, you will die. I've got a great video about, in a P38 actually, getting my engine shot out because of exactly that. I was not paying attention and got my port engine blown off. This is not your fight, bro. I'm in a P38. Say hello to my cannon shells. Oh, shit.
Bluebird 4, engaging fighter to the north. Range
Damn it.
half mile. Out.
Okay.
Rough man.
Nope.
Ground hog. Objective completed. Return to base. Rough man, roger. Rough man 3. Engaging fighter to the northwest.
Stay
Range
high.
half mile. Out.
It's going really slow. I've got a feeling he's not long for this world. Or his airplane isn't, at least. He's going super slow. He doesn't seem to be holding altitude as he's evading.
Rough man 3. Engaging
These are all signs of an airplane that's kind of given up on its pilot.
Range about 1 mile. Out.
Transitioning smoothly into that max pull. I think he might have a bit of flap out. We'll get it back up to the point where we're beating him, and then we'll just give it a little extra throttle.
Out.
See that turn to the left there? That was involuntary. He didn't want to do that. But damage got to him. Wrecked his tail a little bit. He is so damaged. I really feel for this guy. That reminds me I should have been doing that this whole time. I think I killed the pilot.
Roughman 3, target destroyed.
No, he didn't. He jumped, but his parachute didn't have time to open. What a sad story.
Engaging fighter to the northwest.
All right,
Range
let's
half
get our RPMs back to green. And in this airplane, I've really learned to just move the prop pitch and manifold pressures together. And I'm going to start doing that in the P47 too. The P47 actually advises you to just move the turbo, manifold pressure, and prop pitch all together. And I never do that. That's what these planes are designed to do, to make them easier to fly. And so basically, I've learned that I've been making my own life difficult at the P47. Crap. When I was grabbing all my modifications, I don't think I remembered to grab
Engaging fighter.
my
It's
Bendix.
close. Out.
Thankfully, there's some tracers over there that lets me know where the fight still is. Look at my wingtip here. Am I dragging? Yeah, I'm dragging my wingtip. That's more appropriate. Yeah. Now we got a bleeder up there. Someone's hurt. Alright.
Roughman 3, engaging fighter to the east. Range half mile.
Looks like a 38 that's in trouble. That's no good. I don't think I have much ammo left. I've been squeezing the cannons and the machine guns separately. I did get quite a bit of squeeze onto the cannons. That 38, I'd advise him to go home. If I was his flight leader, I'd definitely already be at the point where I'd be like, hey man, this is not your problem anymore. Go ahead and trade some altitude for this turn here. Once I get on him, I'll take a quick glance down at the engine gauges, see what I've got temperature-wise in reserve. Not a lot. Somehow, I think this airplane's automatic radiator keeps the oil temperature constant, and it's the radiator temperature that goes up when I introduce energy to the engine. If so, I've got to start keeping an eye on that. And actually, what I'm going to do to help myself do that is I'm going to pause here, and I'm actually going to take the I can't move the camera while I'm paused. That sucks. Let's say I was going to take the time to oh Jesus, so that's how that happens, huh? I've run into this glitch before. So now I'm going to have to like hold that in order to look, because it wants to.
Roughman 3, engaging fighter. High.
Ooh.
Range about 1 mile. Out.
That sounds cool. Okay, there we go. I've got my zoom fixed. But I lost that target that I was lucky enough to just chance into. There he is. He was trying to make something happen there for himself. Can't blame him. That's what we're here to do. But I have had my engines back for a minute. So I'm going to have to go ahead and hope that they are just good to go. Because I'm not going to catch this guy without the full power of these engines. And there we go. You can hear the turbos coming up. Now the power is getting serious. Climbing at 150 for 4,000-ish. Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Hey! Remember what I said about not checking 6? That's what happens, man. That's what happens. We've got a very different aircraft now. We've affected our stabilization. It's neutrally stable now. I don't know how much of a good idea it is turning into this fight, but I don't really see another possibility here. Easy. Easy. I think me and this guy are the only two in the neighborhood, so I better be able to wrap this up. He's got way more energy than me. He dived down from somewhere. probably why I didn't see him. When I was checking 6, I was always checking level 6. Alright, we're going to switch to the left. Am I over here with 2 bogeys? Is that the situation? No, there's a friendly 38 in the area as well. Engines, anything going off scale? They look like they match each other right now, so that's good. Now, are we in the area right now with 2 enemy fighters? Or just the one? Because getting bounced once today was definitely enough. I'm very lucky to be alive right now. I'm also lucky to have control of my tail. Usually this plane, I'll take control damage of the tail very easily. Alright, here he goes. He's stalling it upwards. If I can get nose on, I've got him. He got nose on, but he overshot. I'm very lucky that he did. So we're just in a very careful hammerhead right here. We're just going to get the nose down, let our speed recover, pull ourselves up. And then I don't know where he is, but I'm going to go ahead and start climbing. That's usually a good bet. I've also got to keep an eye on my fuel amounts. They're going to be dropping pretty precipitously. I've lost track of my target. Searching around. Bullets. From rear. No, from front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up. And you can see now when he does his strafe passes on me, how he kind of stalls out. And I'm now flying under him instead of stalled out under him like I was the first pass. Every time we do a pass together, that's going to get a little bit better. Every time we turn our kinetic energy into potential energy, I have a little bit of an advantage in that valve because I'm heavier. There we go. I don't know if I'm still going to have my tight turn circle to defeat his turns though, with the damage the way that it is. But that turn went alright. She's definitely upset. I haven't really gotten too long of a moment to figure out how badly she's hurt. But the engine gauges seem to be holding solid as much as I've had time to look at them. The question is, what's the aerodynamic picture like as I'm flirting on the edge of stall buffet, trying to turn, and holding with the rudder pedal when it wants to flip instead of aileron. That's something that I've been working on. But it doesn't look like I can defeat his turn. It does not look like that at all. I think I'm just too high drag. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to defeat his climb rate and just, you know, just stay in a climbing fight and until I'm on top of him and I'm in control of the engagement. Because I've got something like 4,000 feet per minute to climb. He does not. So, as I turn this into a climbing fight, my hope is that I don't have to give up my 6 and that I can keep those smoke trails on the ground better than he can. So you can see him turning now, trying to get the angle on for a shot. Yeah, friendly P38 came and broke up that party. So now what I'm going to do is something that's a little risky. Yeah, there he goes, zooming up. Getting out of the way, using that extra energy. Hey, there's 2 targets. 3. Looks like we found the enemy, boys. This isn't the situation to find the enemy in. And a wounded 38. This would definitely be a smart time to maybe bug the fuck out. If I knew which direction home was in, I would be in that home direction pretty hard right now. But at least we're not alone. We do have another 38 with us. It's just hard because now there's 3 targets instead of 1. Now my hope is that there's additional friendlies around as well, and that just as
Approaching fighter to the south. Range half mile. Out.
Overheated. Coolant on both of them.
Rockman, this is Grand Tower. Objective completed. Return to base. Rockman, roger.
Flaps still work. Jesus! I mean, that's an interesting way to die, I guess. You know what it is? It's as the flaps go down, they're introducing a nose down moment. And normally, I think the tailplane has enough downforce to overcome that, and then there's a lot of elevator authority in this airplane. It's got a massive elevator on it that's hydraulic. I think it's hydraulically assisted, but so we got 2 kills. That's not bad for a little warm-up round. Haven't flown it several days, but I think what happens is that normally when you get that pitch down moment, you'd introduce a little bit of rear stick to deal with it, but when the rear elevator or stabilizer has holes in it, allowing air to go through, significantly affecting how much downforce it's able to generate. And in addition, you've got a shot up elevator that's missing chunks of it, so now you've got a lot less elevator authority as well, that when that down pitch comes from the changing pitch moment of the wing as the flaps go out, there's nothing you can do about it. Because that's the second time I've died that way. And this is the point where if I was a squadron commander and I'd be like, you know, there's 2 people now that got heavy damage in the airframe, tried to get flaps out for an emergency landing, and ended up nosediving. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say that if you're shot up, flaps are not a good idea in general. I'm lucky they came out symmetrically. There's no guarantee that they'll come out symmetrically when they're damaged. So it really just seems like if you're in an emergency landing situation, just leave the flaps up. Whatever configuration the airplane's flying in, to the point where your engines are shot out and you're at the point that I was at, should probably in the future just go ahead and just leave the airplane configured as it is and just take it on faith that nothing else will work. I'm enjoying these big battles, though. I'm enjoying getting in these big dog fights with eight or so people. The beginning is always action-packed and pulse-pounding. I always get a couple of neat kills. It's working my gunnery a lot. But it's also really cool after the first fight when you have to figure out where the engagement is. How do you re-engage it? It's good practice for online when you have to spot these airplanes. Spotting these airplanes is everything.